Hello guys, welcome back to mathematics. Today we are going to learn how to locate points in the coordinate grid. We are going to do it step by step. So the beginning is to draw the coordinate grid. We are going to do it in this grid paper that I have here, similar to the one that you would have in your notebook. So basically, a coordinate grid is a number line of two dimensions. Usually, you draw your number line horizontally with the numbers 0, 1, and etc., right? But in the coordinate grid, we're going to do horizontal and vertical. So it's going to be a space with two dimensions. Guys, an observation before we draw the axis. Draw them using a ruler first, so it's not going to be that bad. Well, that was pretty good actually, but they are going to be perfect. The idea is that you draw it over the line of your notebook. Please don't draw it in the middle. You see, like it's in the middle, it's not coincident with the line of the grid. Try to do it exactly over the line. And with a ruler. I'm also going to do it with a ruler to show you guys. Let's start. Okay, so we locate the ruler. And this is going to be the horizontal axis. And we put it vertical for the vertical axis. And then we draw the vertical axis. Okay, now that we have this perfect axis, we are going to give the names and also to draw an arrow on the edges. That means the axis keeps going forever, but we are just drawing a little part of it. It's like the number line. You could keep going until the infinity. Okay. Same thing as the number line, the zero is going to be in the middle of the vertical, in the middle of the horizontal. Let's start locating the numbers in each axis. Usually it looks very good if you use two squares for each unit. So it's not going to be that small. And guys, if you find a ruler like this one in the market, would you buy it? Take a look on it. Yes, guys, I wouldn't buy it either. Look, this centimeter is bigger than this one. That is so weird. That shouldn't happen, right? Well, that also shouldn't happen in your graph. So if you use two squares to draw the one, use two squares again to draw the two, two squares and then the three, and so on. All the units are always going to have the same size. This is very important. And now remember in the left part, we draw the negatives. -1, -2, and so on. Okay, we have the horizontal axis. We do the same with the vertical. We're going to start with the positives going up. Notice I did the same thing, two squares for each. And then the same thing going down with the negatives. -1, -2, and so on. Notice that using the grid of the notebook is going to help us to make all of them with the same size. Okay, it should look something like this. Okay, so we have a 2D space to draw any point, and we are going to be able to have a location of that point. So every point in this plane is going to have coordinates that they are going to identify where the point is. So let's learn how to do that. Do you guys remember Battleship? In Battleship, for example, if the enemy would tell you D4, then you would find the D, the 4, and you are looking for the square that is in the intersection, right? Well, in the coordinate grid is something similar. Just that in this case, you are going to have numbers instead of a number and a letter. So, guys, it's important to know that the horizontal axis is called the x axis, and the vertical axis is called the y axis. So, let's say you want to refer to this point here. This point here has a location that makes it unique for that point. So in order to state the location of that point, you are going to use two things, two coordinates, the coordinate of x and the coordinate of y. As a rule, guys, they established that first you are going to put the coordinate of x axis. So you are gonna go and check what number is on the x axis. It's the 4 in this case. So this number is going to be 4. And then you go to the vertical axis and check what is the number that you find. In this case, is the 2. So we can say this is the point 4, 2. This is also important, guys. Put the parentheses at the beginning and at the end, and the comma to separate the x and y coordinate. That's how you show a point in the coordinate grid. Let's do another example in this case. Let's see, we want to find the location of this point here. So again, guys, remember, you go to the x-axis to check what is the number that you find, minus 2, and you go for the y-axis to do the same, 4. So this is the point. First the x, so minus 2, and then the y, so 4. This is the point, minus 2, 4. So notice that if you are given a location, let's say minus 3, minus 2. If you are given a location, you are going to be able to find where the number is in the coordinate grid. So in the x-axis is minus 3. So we go and find in the x-axis the minus 3. It's here. And we do the same with the vertical one, with y. This is minus 2. It's going to be here. So the point is going to be in the intersection of those two. This is the point, minus 3, minus 2. Students used to get confused when the coordinate is 0, and I understand why. Imagine that you want to locate the point 0, 3, and then you go to the axis and it's not very clear where to put it. But if you go in the x-axis, the 0 is going to be right here. So you need to put it over the y-axis. So this is going to be x and this is going to be y. Y has to go at 3. So the point is going to be here over the axis. Okay, guys, it's time for you to practice. So the practice is that you are going to locate these points in this coordinate grid, and also you are going to write the coordinates of these 3 given points. Try to do it, pause the video, and then come back for the solution. Okay, guys, let's check the solution. So A, it says 5 minus 3. So let's remember, first the x, the horizontal, and then the y. So we look for 5 here and 4 minus 3 here. And it's going to be in the intersection. Notice that we don't need to draw the lines like this as I always do, but it's optional. Like if it helps you to identify it, go ahead. If not, if you're able to do it without it, you can just draw the point there and leave it, give it the name. This is the point A. Let's do it with B. Minus 2 in the x-axis, minus 4 in the y-axis. So it's gonna be here. This is point B. And C is going to be at minus 1 in x and 0 in y. So it's going to be over the axis. This is point C. And let's check what are the coordinates of the given points. So point D, we go down and we find 2, and we go to the vertical and we find the 3. So it's going to be the point 2, 3. E, it's here. So in the horizontal, we find the minus 5, and in the vertical, we find the 2. So minus 5, 2. Minus 5, comma 2. And F. F is going to be in 2 in the horizontal axis, 2. And if we go to the vertical axis, we find minus 3. So it's going to be 2 minus 3. Okay, guys, and that's how you locate the points. Guys, I also wanted to show you this app done in GeoGebra. I'm going to leave you the link on the description of this video. And I think it's very, very fun and very useful to remember how to locate the points in the coordinate grid. Notice that is the game, the Battleship game, but it's adapted, so it's going to be in the coordinate grid. So this is your field and this is your enemy's field. So at the beginning, you are just going to organize your ships. If you click on them, they are going to change direction. Okay, once you are ready, you are going to start the game. And then notice that it's going to ask you for the coordinates when you want to attack. Let's say that I want to attack here. So this is going to be the point -2, 2. Always the x first. -2, 2. So I'm going to have to write there -2, comma 2. The parentheses and the comma, it's important, guys. It's not going to allow you if you don't put the parentheses. That's also useful, so you are going to remember how to write the coordinates. And you enter. I missed. So the enemy doesn't have a chip there. And notice that it also appears something like that in your own field. Your opponent also missed. And then you have a chance of go again. I'm gonna go in this point. 4, 1. I missed again. And then you keep going and trying to find your enemy's chips. Don't forget to attack also over the axis. Look, actually, it was where I found the first ship. 0 minus 3. I attack the cruiser. It also tells you what is the size of each one. So since this is the cruiser, I know this is going to have a size of 3. So it could be here and here, for example, or going up. So you are going to know where you finish with the whole ship. And of course, you keep going like in the usual game until someone loses. There, I have sunk the cruiser. And then I need to go and find another. And also notice that he also hits me. Well, the game is pretty good in order to make you remember how to write the coordinates because sometimes you are like, I want to attack here, but you write it in the opposite way 3, comma 2. Then what? Ah, right. It's because the x goes first. So you are going to realize when you do mistakes. This is going to be very useful. If I want to attack this one, oh, then I have to write 2, comma 3. That's going to be the correct one. There we go. So go, guys. This is the best way to practice. Try to win against the computer. Okay, guys, I hope it was clear. Don't forget to subscribe, book your own lessons with me, and drop any questions you have, or if you want me to explain another topic, go in the comments box. Bye bye, guys. See you next time.